Hello, I'm the Media Wiz, because one art form wasn't enough, and today I'm going to be doing a food review that's not too late to the party. Finally, getting a food review out on time. We're going to be talking about the Space Dunked Oreos, along with the black and white cookie Oreos, and I also have the Coca Cola Spiced, which, according to the website, it said that it's supposed to be Coca Cola that's flavored like raspberry. I mean, it's not like the commercial really does a good job explaining that.
Hey,
Hey,
what's this?
Coca Cola Spiced. It's
I can't be the only one noticing that commercials these days are trying to be more weird and funny and trying to copy that whole, like, progressive and Geico kind of format where, oh, it's all about a joke. Liberty Mutual. That's another one. Yeah, it feels like they were trying to be more out there. It's supposed to be spicy. Like, why would you want to make soda spicy? But no, it's supposed to be raspberry flavored. At least with that Halloween Mountain Dew mystery drink they did a couple years ago, at least that was upfront with it was supposed to be a mystery, and the reason you'd want to buy it is so that you could try it for yourself and see what it tasted like. I don't know why they're not upfront with, oh yeah, this is supposed to be Coca-Cola raspberry. I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. But I guess we'll start with this first. I don't know. I like Coca-Cola Cherry. It's probably my favorite of the fruit-flavored Coca-Colas. But I don't know. Raspberry, I'm mixed on it. I mean, if anything, it'll probably be a little bit better than Sprite Cranberry, which I didn't hate or anything, but I didn't think it was anything special. The cranberry was just incredibly faint. It didn't really have a very lingering aftertaste or anything. So who knows? Maybe this will be better than that. Alright, so let's open this up. Oh god, the smell of raspberry. It's overwhelming. Alright. It's one of the first times on this show where it actually has a very pungent smell to it. Versus some of the other times I've tried doing these like smell tests for these food reviews and they don't smell like anything. Here, as soon as you crack it open, it smells just like raspberry. It hits you. Alright, so let's try this. I mean, it definitely tastes like raspberry, and it's not that it's bad. It just makes me wish I was drinking cherry Coca-Cola instead. But I mean, for what it is, I mean, if you like raspberry, this is certainly worth picking up. It's certainly not the worst. It's sort of in the same category as Sprite Cranberry, although at least that had a better marketing strategy behind it. I mean, the commercial for Sprite Cranberry, that is a commercial that will last throughout the ages.
I have just one query.
Want a Sprite Cranberry?
This one, on the other hand, I mean, it was out there. It was trying to be creative, but I don't know. Nothing's ever going to beat Sprite Cranberry. Alright, so we're going to save Space Dunk Oreos for last. So now let's move on to the black and white cookie Oreos. By the way, before we start, I just want to point out, these packages are getting smaller and smaller. It feels like they're really trying to take advantage of that limited edition. It's like, oh, if people really like it, then they're going to have to buy multiple of them, so that way we can turn a profit and people will really want to buy our limited edition Oreos. And they've done this with a bunch of other products too, but I noticed this specifically with this and also the Space Dunked ones. They're trying to make the containers smaller and smaller, was for some of the limited edition Oreo things. Alright, so it's white Oreo cookies instead of the classic chocolate ones. The reason I was informed about this was not only that they were going to be at like Walmart and Target and all these other places, but I also heard about it because a bunch of people are like, hey, you like Seinfeld. Hey, it's kind of like that episode where Jerry ate the black and white cookie and it made him sick.
Well, if we can't look to the cookie, where can we look?
Oh, my stomach. I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Wait, what about your vomit streak?
I know. I haven't thrown up since June 29th, 1980.
The good news here is that one of my friends told me that there's no fondant in this, because fondant is apparently an ingredient in actual black and white cookies that is really thick and rich, and I guess in the case of people like Jerry Seinfeld in that one episode, it makes them sick. So that's the good news. Hopefully I won't get sick from this. But yeah, I mean, it looks good. It's just, you know, instead of all white, it's a black and white cookie inside. So let's try it. It's good. It's pretty good. It has the typical creamy center that you'd expect from an Oreo, but it also has a faint hint of chocolate from, you know, the one half of it. So it feels like they're trying to add a little bit more of a flavor to it. And so you got one part that's just pure, you know, milk cream, and then the other half is a little bit more of chocolate. So I think this is actually a really good combination. This is one of the better Oreo combinations we've had in a while. And it's also one of the better Oreo, you know, limited edition things that I've covered on this show, because other times it was like, oh, spring edition Oreos, and it's like the cream was yellow, but it still tasted exactly the same. It was basically just a regular Oreo. This, on the other hand, at least makes sense. It's not like when they did like Oreo Swedish Fish. That was terrible. That was absolutely terrible. This, on the other hand, this I can get behind. This is actually not bad. Speaking of which, then we move on to the one that doesn't really make sense. So, Space Dunk, before someone actually told me what it was supposed to be, I was just like, oh, so it's space themed. I mean, the packaging makes that apparent. There's a little rocket ship on the cookie itself. But I didn't really get, like, okay, so it's going for like a kind of space retro 80s neon thing, because it has cream that's half blue and half pink, or magenta, I guess. But then someone told me what the gimmick of this one's supposed to be. It apparently has Pop Rocks in the center. Its whole theme is space, I guess, so there's that. And I'm assuming that on all the cookies there's supposed to be a unique space design to it. Like, this looks like there's a star in the center and it's glowing. Doesn't really show up all that well, but yeah, there you go. If anything, this has to be better than when they did the Swedish Fish Oreo. That's the one stipulation I have, because I'll just go on record, that is probably one of the worst things I've ever reviewed for one of these food reviews. That was absolutely terrible, so I hope to God this isn't that bad. So, let's see. It tastes like a typical Oreo. Yeah, there we go. I can now taste the popping candies. Well, now we gotta try this with soda. The perfect combination. Oh god, that combination wasn't good. I mean, the Pop Rocks, they definitely they're popping, but yeah, Coke Spiced and Pop Rocks, not a great combination, especially with the chocolate cookies to go along with it. At least the Pop Rocks worked. I don't know why that combination, but I'll give them this. It was still nowhere as bad as a Swedish Fish Oreos, so at least there's that silver lining. So overall, final thoughts. If you like Coca-Cola and you like some of their fruit-flavored sodas, this isn't too bad, especially if you like raspberry. I didn't hate it. Like I said earlier, I feel the same way about this that I did with Sprite Cranberry. I wish I just had regular cherry Coke, and in that regard, I wish I just had regular Sprite. You know, not Sprite with a very faint aftertaste of cranberry. Out of these two, I actually liked this more than I thought I was going to. I like how the creamy center of the Oreo has a very faint chocolate taste on the black side of the cookie. I like that. And this, I mean, it's good, but it's a really odd gimmick. I don't know what their thought process was. And also, I don't know how this connects to the whole space theme as well. That's weird. I mean, if you're going to do a space-themed Oreo, just do space-themed Oreo. But I don't know how they came up with so it'll be Oreos with like rocket ships and stars and other space-themed things on the cookies, but then we'll also put Pop Rocks in the center of it. I don't know, but I mean, they weren't bad, so I give them that. They're definitely one of the better, more interesting Oreo combinations we've had in the last few years. Anyways, guys, that does it for this food review. Tune in next time. We're going to be doing something Roblox related, because I did get a request a long time ago for something Roblox, so finally caving. I've done Minecraft a handful of times for this show, so now we're finally delving into the very, very large, insane world of Roblox. So until then, I'm the Media Wiz, because one art form wasn't enough.